Welcome to Set Free 24/7. My name is Robert. I am happy that you are here. Today is Proverbs chapter 26. We're doing a proverb a day to keep the police away. This one is going to be talking a little bit about fools, and there was something that I wanted to read before we get going here. Eugene Peterson said, "The warnings against foolishness," and this is about chapter 26 here. Throughout Proverbs, the way of the wise and the way of the fool are contrasted. In Proverbs 26, there's a concentration of verses on foolishness and its consequences. The warnings that we often pay the most attention to in Scripture are those that have to do with wickedness. But Proverbs warns us that foolishness can be every bit as destructive as wickedness, and sometimes even more so. So friends, let's jump right in here and see what Proverbs chapter 26 has to say about being a fool. So this one is titled, Fools Recycle Silliness. We no more give honors to fools than pray for snow in summer or rain during harvest. You have as little to fear from an undeserved curse as from the dart of a wren or the swoop of a swallow. A whip for the racehorse, a tiller for the sailboat, and a stick for the back of fools. Don't respond to the stupidity of a fool. You'll only look foolish yourself. Answer a fool in simple terms so that he doesn't get a swelled head. You're only asking for trouble when you send a message by a fool. A proverb quoted by fools is limp as a wet noodle. No one likes a wet noodle. Putting a fool in a place of honor is like setting a mud brick on a marble column. To ask a moron to quote a proverb is like putting a scalpel in the hands of a drunk. Hire a fool or a drunk and you shoot yourself in the foot. As a dog eats its own vomit, so fools recycle silliness. See that man over there who thinks he's so smart? You can expect far more from a fool than from him. Loafers say, "It's dangerous out there. Tigers are prowling the streets," and then pull the covers back over their heads. Just as a door turns on its hinges, so a lazybones turns back over in bed. A shiftless sluggard puts his fork in the pie, but is too lazy to lift it to his mouth. And this next section is titled Like Glaze on Cracked Pottery. So dreamers fantasize their self-importance. They think they are smarter than a whole college faculty. You grab a mad dog by the ears when you butt into a quarrel that's none of your business. People who shrug off deliberate deception saying, "I didn't mean it, I was only joking," are worse than careless campers who walk away from smoldering campfires. When you run out of wood, the fire goes out. When the gossip ends, the quarrel dies down. A quarrelsome person in a dispute is like kerosene thrown on a fire. Listening to gossip is like eating cheap candy. Do you really want that junk in your belly? Smooth talk from an evil heart is like glaze on cracked pottery. Your enemy shakes hands and greets you like an old friend, all the while plotting against you. When he speaks warmly to you, don't believe him for a minute. He's just waiting for the chance to rip you off. No matter how shrewdly he conceals his malice, eventually his evil will be exposed in public. Malice backfires. Spite boomerangs. Liars hate their victims. And flatterers sabotage trust. And friends, just like that, boom, we are done with Proverbs chapter 26. Was there a verse that stood out to you today? Was there a theme that maybe had you thinking? I know it talked a lot about fools and foolishness, so let's jump right in here. The two that stood out to me today. where don't respond to the stupidity of a fool, you'll only look foolish yourself. I was thinking about this and I was reminded by how many times Jesus just didn't respond to people, or he just gave a very short answer. He didn't feel like he had to defend himself and go into a long dissertation about who he was and why he was doing what he was doing. A lot of times he just asked a simple question back to him and made him think. And then the other one that stood out to me, and this one kind of made me laugh, to ask a moron to quote a proverb is like putting a scalpel in the hands of a drunk. I haven't had too many surgeries, but listen, I don't think any of us want a surgeon coming into work, grabbing a scalpel with a shot of vodka or a beer in one hand. Not good. So it's another good one to follow there. So friends, that's all I have for today. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, whatever day it may be. If you need some prayer, drop it down in the comments. I'd be happy to pray for you. Give this episode a like, a share. Maybe share it with somebody who needs a little bit of hope, or maybe just needs a little proverb in their life to keep them away from the police. So who knows what the situation is, but I do know I will see you here tomorrow for Proverbs chapter 27. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Blessings.